My child, do not fear the end, for with me, no ending truly exists, only a transformation into another dawn of the soul. Death is not a cul-de-sac, but a doorway that leads you into the radiant realm where tears no longer fall. There, every wound you once carried will become a shining gem in the crown of glory. The pain you once bore, the burden you thought unbearable, will be turned into a song of praise offered unto me. You will see that not a single tear was wasted, not one sigh forgotten. Every moment of endurance, every lonely night has been woven into the garment of splendor that I am preparing for you. While on earth your eyes could only see in part, when you cross this threshold, you will behold the full tapestry, where every sorrow had a purpose and every loss carried within it a hidden redemption. My beloved one, I know you have feared that moment of parting, the moment the world calls the end. But understand this: in my kingdom, there is no such thing as the end, there is only coming home. I do not come to take away, but to complete. I do not come to finish, but to restore what was left unfinished. You are not stepping into nothingness, you are stepping into my embrace, the place you have belonged since before time began. The body may rest, but your spirit will awaken in light that never fades. And in that light, you will finally understand why I allowed the storms, the silence, and the rains, for they were cleansing you, stripping away what was not eternal, so you could enter my glory unburdened. There are things that can only be understood from the other side of fear. Death to the believer is no longer an enemy, but a messenger guiding the soul home. I once declared, I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me, though he dies, yet shall he live. John 1:1-5. When you truly believe these words, you will realize that I never separate you from life. I only change the way you live. Your heart will cease to tremble, for it will have found its rhythm in mine. And when your soul beats in harmony with my own, all fear dissolves, leaving only love that knows no parting. My child, let this thought comfort you. Every moment of your life, no matter how small, has been part of the journey back to me. Not a single step has been meaningless. Not a single failure has been forgotten. Even when you fell weeping, I was there, lifting you, wiping your tears, whispering, just a little longer, and you will see me. And now, as my light draws near, you will understand that what seemed broken was merely the shell of a coming resurrection. Death cannot hold you, for within you already lies the seed of eternal life, the seed I planted before you ever took your first breath. And if you ask me, how will I know when I am ready? I will say, when peace fills your heart, when you no longer resent the past or cling to the future, when you can look back and simply say thank you, then you are ready. For the maturity of a soul is not measured in years, but in the depth of its love. When you have loved much, forgiven much, and believed deeply, you have become like me. And like the golden grain that bows low when it ripens, your soul will be gathered into my storehouse, not because of merit, but because love has been perfected within you. My beloved one, when I come, do not seek me in the distant clouds, for I will come in your very breath, in the gentle wind that brushes your cheek, in the quiet light that fills your room. You will not hear thunder, but a familiar whisper, soft as a heartbeat. My child, it is time to come home. And in that moment, all you once feared will melt into peace. You will no longer need eyes to see, for you will behold me with your soul itself. Words will no longer be needed, for union will be our only language. There will be no more tears, only light, only joy beyond telling. So, my beloved, if today you sense that I am drawing near, do not be afraid. Smile, for I come not to take away, but to return, to restore true life, true love, and my very self. When you place your hand in mine, you lose nothing. You merely leave behind the shadow of life to step into life itself. You are not going far, you are going deeper into my heart, and there you will rest, wrapped in the fullness of light, held forever in the arms that have awaited you since eternity. My beloved child, do you truly comprehend how vast my love for you is? It is not like human love, fragile, shifting with emotion, quick to fade when wounded. My love transcends what eyes can see or ears can hear. It is not measured by time, nor confined by your flaws. It is the love that existed before the world was spoken into being, before light divided from darkness, before dust was shaped into man. From the unseen realm I already knew you, and called you by a name only you and I can hear across eternity. It was not when you began to love me that I loved you. I have loved you since before you even knew you existed. That love is not a flame that burns only on sunny days, but a lamp that never goes out through the long night. It is the underground stream, quietly flowing beneath the barren desert of your soul, the heartbeat of mine echoing through every breath you take. There is nothing you can do to make me love you more, and nothing you can do to make me love you less. For my love is not based on merit or failure, but on my very nature. I am love. And that love has become the pulse that sustains the universe, causing the sun to rise, the rivers to flow, the birds to sing across the heavens, and granting you the gift of existence. Before the stars were hung in their places, I had already thought of you. Before the oceans roared, I had written your name upon the palm of my hand. Before humanity drew its first breath, I had placed a part of myself within you. You are not an accident, nor the product of blind fate. You are intentional design, the symphony I composed, every note carrying the rhythm of my breath, every detail in you. Your eyes, your voice, your deepest dreams was woven by my hand with the threads of grace. When you laugh, I rejoice. When you weep, I listen to every sob. When you fall, I bend down to lift you up. And when you grow silent from exhaustion, I still sing over your soul with the promise I am still here. There are moments when you think I have abandoned you amid the ruins of life, but, my child, there has never been a moment when my eyes left you. When you grow weary and feel as though you walk alone, it is I who walk behind you, carrying you across paths lined with sharp stones. When you think you've been forgotten, it is I who cover you with my invisible arms, shielding you from the arrows flying toward you unseen. When you lie awake in the cold of night, your eyes heavy with tears, I sit beside your bed, counting every breath, catching every tear, whispering softly, "Do not be afraid, I am still here." No distance can make me stop loving you, not the depth of despair nor the height of pride. I love you not because you are flawless, but because I see in you my own reflection, though it may be dimmed by the dust of life. When you err, I do not turn away. I kneel to wash your feet with mercy. When you lose your way, I do not grow angry. I light a lamp and seek you in the darkness. Like the father running to meet his prodigal child, I have always kept my arms open, waiting to embrace you with unspeakable joy. No matter how far you wander, you can never step outside my heart, for my love knows no conditions. It only knows how to give and forgive. My beloved child, in every moment of your life, I am there. When you cried your first cry, I rejoiced at the sound of that breath entering the world. When you took your first steps, I smiled as I watched you. When you grew amid trials, I walked beside you, teaching you how to stand, how to forgive, how to love. When you triumphed, I rejoiced with you. When you failed, I wept with you. There is nothing that happens without my knowing it, no word you speak that escapes my hearing. Even in your silence I understand, for I do not only hear your words. I hear what you cannot yet speak, the sighs, the heartbeats, the cries of your soul in the night. At times you think, my love is distant, so holy, so vast that you could never reach it. But that love is closer than your thoughts, nearer than your breath. It is not found only in grand miracles, but in the smallest things, in the morning light, in the cool breeze brushing your cheek, in the scent of a flower drifting by in the hand that holds yours when you are weak. All of these are my gentle touches, reminders that you are never forgotten. And do you know, my child, I still watch over you even when you doubt me. My love does not demand perfect faith to be received. It continues to flow even through your uncertainty. For I do not love you according to the measure of your belief, but according to the measure of my mercy. Even when you turn away, I remain. Even when you say I am unworthy, I whisper back, but I have chosen you, and no one, not even you, can erase your name from my hand. My love is not a concept, it is life itself. It was carved upon the cross, where I stretched out my arms to say, this is how far I am willing to go from heaven to hell, just to show you how precious you are. Every drop of blood that fell to the earth spoke the same truth. You are forgiven, you are loved, you are redeemed. Not because you deserved it, but because I chose to love you to the very end. And if I loved you while you were still broken, how much more do I love you now, as you long to return? My child, lift up your head. Do not let guilt convince you that you are disqualified. There is no pit so deep that my hand cannot reach it. There is no sin so heavy that my love cannot forgive it. When I said it is finished, those words were not only for the world, they were for you. It meant that my love for you is complete, lacking nothing, overflowing without end. So, my beloved, live in that love as a tree rooted deep in living waters. Let my love become your breath, your strength, each time you falter. Let it flow through you that others may encounter me, through your gaze, your smile, your forgiveness. For I did not love you merely to fill you, but to make you a river of love for a thirsty world. My little soul, when you truly understand my love, you will no longer need to seek anything else. You will cease to fear, to wander, to strive for validation. For you will know that you are fully loved, held secure in arms that will never let go. And then, though storms may rise, you will remain standing firm. Though the night may stretch long, you will shine from within. For my love is not merely a refuge for you. It is your very essence, the life that flows through your veins, the song you were created to sing. My beloved child, every act you perform out of love, no matter how small, is engraved upon my heart. No gentle gesture, no word of forgiveness, no tear of compassion is ever forgotten. I see every moment when you choose patience instead of retaliation, every time you stoop to lift another up, every instance when you choose gentleness amid harsh words. You do not realize this, but each of those moments causes the heavens to tremble with joy, and in the unseen realm angels sing, for they behold my image reflected in you. You think it a small choice, but in my kingdom, these are the greatest victories. The world teaches you to measure worth by applause, by fame, by human praise. But in my kingdom, the only measure is love. The world may call the humble weak, yet I call them the strongest. For only those who belong to me dare to love where they have every reason to hate. The world exalts those who stand upon the heights, but I honor those who dare to kneel in prayer. The world admires the wisdom of intellect, but I am moved by the pure trust of a childlike heart. My child, I have seen you fall many times in tears, only to rise again in silence. I have heard your heart pounding in the night, as you wrestled between despair and hope, between fear and faith. And I have smiled because you chose to believe. Do you not know that this simple decision, I still believe, though I see nothing, caused all of heaven to rejoice? In those moments, your soul was being forged to resemble mine. Faith does not bloom in glory, but in darkness. And you believe that is what makes me so proud. When you choose to forgive those who have hurt you, even when they never apologize, you are doing something the world cannot understand, but heaven celebrates. For forgiveness is not weakness. It is the expression of divine strength. To forgive is to let your soul declare, I belong to the light, not to the darkness. Each time you forgive, you open the door for grace to pour in. You are working with me in the healing of the world. And know this, my child, every wound you bear, every loss you endure when offered to me becomes fertile soil where miracles grow. I do not look for dazzling deeds or grand accomplishments from you. I look into the unseen moments when you choose faithfulness, though no one applauds. When you pray quietly for another, when you choose to love someone hard to love, when you keep your heart pure amid temptation, those are the moments when your inner light shines brightest. I delight in souls who keep singing praise through the long night. I rejoice when I see you lift your eyes to me in the midst of storms and whisper, "I still believe." Do you know every such word is a hymn echoing through the heavens? True faith does not lie in loud declarations, but in quiet endurance. It is shown when you keep walking though the path is unclear, when you keep sowing though the ground remains dry, when you keep praying though the heavens seem silent. I have watched you do this many times, and each time I saw the light within your soul burn brighter. Your faith is not mere words. It is a journey. It is not a flame that flares and fades, but a lamp that burns steadily, unflickering no matter how fierce the wind. My dear one, I take delight in those who are faithful in the small things. You may think only great acts move me, but you are mistaken. I was deeply moved when you smiled at someone while your heart was aching. I admired you when you thanked me in the midst of loss. I rejoiced when you prayed for those who hurt you. These, my child, are the true greatness in my kingdom. Such deeds may never be recorded in human history, but they are written in light within the book of eternity. When you think you are standing still, I see you growing. When you feel as though you have done nothing for me, I see you living a song of worship through your quiet faithfulness. For in my kingdom, faithfulness is treasured above talent, endurance is exalted above achievement, and love is placed higher than any power. I do not praise you because you are strong, but because you have dared to be weak in my arms. I do not honor you because you are flawless, but because you have the courage to be honest about your cracks. I do not love you because you have conquered the world, but because you have not allowed the world to quench your love for me. You see, faith is not walking an easy road. It is taking another step when everything within you screams to stop. Faith is not the absence of fear. It is the choice to trust in the midst of it. Faith is not having all the answers. It is daring to live by one certainty: you love me. When you hold on to that truth, you are holding on to heaven itself. That faith will lead you home to the place where there are no more tears, where light never fades, and where I await you with open arms. I want you to know this. Every time you choose goodness over bitterness, a part of the world is changed. Every time you bring love where there is hatred, you are paving the way for my kingdom to appear. Each time you forgive, you are breaking the chains of darkness. And every time you pray, you are calling light down to the earth. Remember, your life is not in vain. Everything you do in love, even when unseen, resounds into eternity. My child, when I look upon you, I do not measure your success by numbers, but by the depth with which you have loved. I do not weigh greatness by how high you climb, but by how low you bend to serve. In my eyes, the one who offers a cup of water out of love is greater than the one who builds palaces for fame. For I do not need grand works to be glorified. I seek small hearts that love with all they have. So do not fear when the world fails to understand you. Do not grieve when others dismiss what you do. For I have said, "Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth." Matthew 5:5. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled. You are living those blessings every day, even if you do not realize it. Every small act of love you offer shakes the heavens. And finally, my beloved one, know this. I do not see you only as you are today. I see you in eternity. I see your journey not merely by the steps you take, but by the light you leave behind. I have seen you walk through storms, believe in the midst of fog, and love even while wounded. And I say to you, well done, my good and faithful servant. For your faith that needs no proof, faith that still sings in the dark, that faith moves my heart. It is the faith that will carry you home into my embrace, where you have belonged since the beginning. My beloved child, deep within you, there is still a trembling when you think of letting go. You look around and cling to familiar faces, to memories, to unfinished dreams, and you ask, if I leave, what will remain? I know, for I am the one who placed within you the capacity to love, to attach, to dream, and to long for what is good. None of those feelings are wrong. They are the evidence that you were created in my image, the image of the one who loves infinitely. But understand this, my child, your heart was never designed to find complete fulfillment in this fleeting world. It yearns for something greater, something beyond the reach of time, and that is me. I know you love those I have placed beside you, and you fear that if you let go, you will lose them forever. But my dear, one true love is never lost. It merely changes form. Those whom you have loved in me will never be separated from you, for love that comes from me is the thread that binds souls beyond the borders of death. When you love in the light that love is etched into eternity, you will see them again not in tears but in unspeakable joy in a realm where there is no parting. So do not fear letting go, for letting go is not loss. It is opening the door to something more complete, where everything you have ever loved will be restored in its purest form. My child, do you mourn the dreams left, unfulfilled, the works unfinished, the things you wish to offer this world? I understand you long to leave a mark, to prove that your life held meaning. But know this, the true worth of a life is not measured by how much you accomplish, but by how deeply you love while doing it. Every seed of love you have sown, even a single word of encouragement, a small act of kindness, has been gathered and preserved by me in the treasury of eternity. Nothing done in love is ever lost. Everything you have done in my name, even what seemed unnoticed, will bloom forever in the realm beyond time. So do not grieve over what feels incomplete. Rejoice instead that you have loved, lived, and believed, for in that very act you have fulfilled the purpose I designed for you. I know there are dreams within you, still untouched promises that seem to linger in suspension, desires you fear this short life cannot contain. But my child, you were not created merely for one fleeting lifetime. The deepest dreams in you of justice, of eternal love, of perfect wholeness, are not illusions. They are distant memories of your soul's true homeland where I reign. Every pure longing within you is my invitation, calling you to remember that you belong to another kingdom, one where beauty never fades and where every dream transcends the limits of time. Do you ever wonder why, even in your happiest moments, a quiet ache rises within you, as though your soul were searching for something deeper than joy itself? That longing is my voice. It does not come to trouble you, but to remind you that you were made for more. This world, however lovely, is only a shadow of your true home. Nothing here can satisfy your soul because you carry my breath within you, and only I can fill that space. My beloved one, do not fear that endless yearning for something more. That longing is proof your soul is still alive, still reaching toward its source. Each time you feel that sense of not yet complete, it is not despair. It is my invitation to draw nearer. When you gaze at a sunset and feel a quiet ache, when music moves you to tears, when you love someone so deeply, your heart aches, knowing time will part you, those emotions are not meaningless. They are small doors opening into eternity, reminders that you were born for what cannot decay. This world can offer you joy, but not fullness. It can grant you love, but not keep it forever. It can give you moments that shimmer, but not make them last. For you, beloved soul, are not of this world. You belong to the realm where light never fades, where time stands still, where I dwell amid ceaseless songs, and where your heart will at last find perfect peace. I know how hard it is to let go. I know it feels against every instinct to hold to guard to keep going. But remember this, not everything you lose is a loss. Some things I remove from your hands only so that I may place something better there. Some people I lead away, not because you are unworthy, but because I am preparing you for a deeper communion with me. I have never taken anything from you without intending to give back far more than you could imagine. My beloved child, have you ever felt lonely amid the crowd those nights when you lay awake, staring at the ceiling with a heavy heart? You thought it was the emptiness of being human, but in truth it was your soul remembering home. It was longing to return to me. For only in my embrace will you find your true rhythm again, a place with no tears, no limits, where every question is answered by love. Do not be troubled, for I do not blame you when you are afraid. Even Jesus, when he walked in human flesh, once cried out, "Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me." That fear did not make him weak. It revealed that he was walking the authentic path of faith, the path of souls who both love and surrender. Let me take your hand. Trust that when you let go, it is I who will hold you. When you lose, it is I who will restore. When you weep, it is I who will wipe away your tears. And one day, not far from now, when everything you once regretted, desired, and suffered is arranged like perfect pieces of a divine mosaic, you will understand nothing in your life was wasted. Even your fear of letting go today will become a testimony that you truly loved, truly lived, and truly dared to believe. In that moment, you will stand in eternal light with nothing left to cling to, for everything you once feared to lose will already be held within me. My child, I have prepared for you a dwelling. Your mind cannot yet imagine a place where the longings of your soul will be fulfilled without fading. Every ache, every longing, every tear you have shed has been gathered by me to weave into the crown of everlasting life. And when you step into that place, I will look upon you, smile, and say, "Welcome home." Therefore, my beloved one, do not be afraid to release. Do not mourn what has passed. Let me lead you beyond everything you have known. Let me show you that the beauty of this world is but a faint shadow of the glory that awaits you beyond. You were not created merely to exist, but to live eternally in me. And when that day comes, you will understand that every loss was only the beginning of an unending fullness. My beloved, you were created for me, not as a wandering star in the vast universe, but as my own breath amid the countless pulses of life. You were formed from the intention of love, not by chance, not to drift through a fleeting world, but to return to me, to the embrace where every search finds its rest. Before you opened your eyes to this world, I had already seen you. Before a single flower had bloomed, I had prepared for you a place, not just a house, but the true homeland of your soul, where every longing will be fulfilled, not by possession or success, but by the fullness of my presence. In that place, my child, no tear will ever fall in silence again. Every drop that once stained your pillow, every quiet sob you thought lost to the void, has been caught and kept by me as precious jewels. No hope of yours has been forgotten. No prayer has vanished into the wind. All of them are being woven into the eternal tapestry I am completing, thread by thread, with light and mercy. And when you see it on the day you cross the threshold into eternity, you will know every pain, every loss, every longing had its place in my perfect design. You often wonder, what does that place look like? Is it truly real? My beloved one, the language of the earth is too small to describe it, but I will give you a glimpse. It is the place where nothing is lacking. Every good, pure, and beautiful thing you have ever dreamed of is but a faint sketch of what is real. There, all that you love will be restored not merely to its former shape, but in radiant form, purified by my light. There, every smile left unfinished on earth will bloom in fullness. Every unspoken word will resound in completion, and every embrace you long to give will stretch into eternity. I know that in your heart there still lingers a quiet concern for those you love. You fear that if you leave, they will be lost, sorrowful, or without direction. You fear they will feel abandoned, like a field without a caretaker. But my child, be at peace. The love you have for them will not fade when you step into the realm of light. It will be multiplied in me. Just as I have walked beside you through every day, I am also walking with them, even in the moments you cannot be there. When you pray for them, I hear. When you love them, it is I who love them through you. And when you must go, I will continue to love them in ways you cannot yet imagine. I have been your God, and I will also be theirs. You need not fear that they will be left in darkness, for my light never ceases to shine. I will guide them, comfort them, and sustain them just as I have done for you. Entrust them to me, for no hands can hold them safer than the hands of the one who formed them. When you let go, you do not lose them. You return them to the source of life, so that I may continue my work in their days. My beloved, I understand the ache of parting. You fear that those you love will forget you, or suffer because you are no longer there, but true love does not require physical presence to exist. It transcends time and space, becoming a living current that flows between two worlds. When you enter my kingdom, you will see that love shining brighter than ever before. You will see them not in tears, but in light. You will see those you once prayed for, forgave, and endured for, all transformed by that same love. Believe me, my child, nothing done in love is ever forgotten. Every blessing you spoke, every small act of kindness, every silent embrace, all are recorded and multiplied by me. They become rivers of grace that flow unending through eternity. Your love, when rooted in me, can never die. It continues to live, to spread, and to bring life to those you have touched. My child, I know this world has wearied you. There were moments you thought your efforts were in vain, that your love went unnoticed, that your kindness was forgotten. But I tell you this, not a single tear has fallen without meaning. Not a single sacrifice is wasted. Everything you have offered in love has been stored in the treasury of heaven. One day you will see it all, a golden field blooming from the seeds you once sowed in tears. And then you will understand every promise I made was true. My beloved one, when you step through the doorway into new life, you will not enter a cold emptiness, but a radiant dawn. The light there never fades, for I myself am the light. The music there never ceases, for it is the song of souls set free. There you will be surrounded by the redeemed, and all will cry out together, "Worthy is the Lord." In that moment, loneliness and fear will be no more. Everything that once made you weep or ache will turn into praise. My dear child, what I have prepared for you is not an ending, but the beginning of what is true. The years on earth were only a prelude, an overture to a symphony that never ends. Every joy of the earthly life, laughter, friendship, love, delight, was but a broken note, echoing the perfect melody of eternity. You will not lose those things. You will see them made complete, purified, and renewed in my light. So then, my child, let your heart be still. Let the things you do not yet understand be wrapped in trust. Believe that I have arranged everything for the greatest good, not only for you, but also for those you love. I am not only the God of the living, but also of those who have been brought into the realm of light. There is no boundary between me and you, between me and them. There is only one continuous current, the eternal stream of love flowing through all, joining everything in me. Therefore, my beloved, when it feels hard to let go, remember that your hands were created to give back. When your heart grows heavy with longing, remember that within that very longing I am near. And when you grow afraid before the turning of this life's seasons, close your eyes and feel, my hand is holding yours. Not to lead you into nothingness, but to bring you home to the place where all things are made complete in love, where you will see with your own eyes that not a single tear of yours fell without my keeping, and not a single thing you lost. will remain unrestored in glory. My beloved one, what you now see, what you call the end, is in truth only the beginning of a new chapter in the story I am writing with your very breath. Do not let the limits of this world make you believe the journey is over. No, my child. This is but the threshold that opens into another radiant realm where time itself bows low and every boundary dissolves like morning mist before the dawn. You have only walked through the prelude, and now the symphony of eternity awaits you in its chorus. What you call life on this earth is but a pale shadow of the true life within me. Everything you have known, everything you have touched, however lovely, however precious, has been only a fragment of mirror reflecting a trace of the everlasting light. Your eyes, though they have seen wonders, have only glimpsed a dim reflection of true glory. I long to widen your sight so you may behold the unfading splendor where there is no divide between light and life, where everything your heart has sought finds its fullness in me. Your ears, through all these years hearing the voices of people of wind of the world, have only caught the distant echo of a song. But I desire you to hear the whole melody, the song of life, of unending love, sung by countless angels and the souls who have found their way home. Your heart, my child, has already been lightly touched by my presence. In the moments you prayed, in those times you felt peace amid the storm, yet those moments were but dew from an ocean. I want you to be immersed entirely in the boundless sea of my love, where you no longer sense me from afar, but are one with the rhythm of my own heartbeat. There you will understand that every joy of the world was only a dust speck compared with the eternal delight awaiting you. You fear that in letting go you will lose what is most precious. But my child, nothing you release will fail to be exchanged for something far greater. No joy of this world can compare with the joy I have prepared for you. No one you love will be lost in the realm of light, for true love is never divided. All that you cherish will be restored in perfection, in a brilliance without blemish. Even the things you once thought were failures, fractures, or detours will become the most beautiful parts of the story I am writing about you. My child, the time you fear losing, those long years you thought were wasted, have in fact fulfilled their perfect purpose. Every moment, whether you recognized it or not, was a brushstroke in the masterpiece I was painting. Not a single day was meaningless. Even the darkest days when you felt abandoned were when I was quietly shaping you, teaching you to see through the eyes of eternity. Time has not stolen anything from you. It has only prepared you to receive what can never be taken away, me. You often blame yourself for your shortcomings, for the moments you believe you have disappointed me. But my child, I have never demanded perfection from you. I do not need you to be flawless. I only need you to never walk away from me. My love does not seek sinless souls, but honest hearts, those who dare to fall, to ache, to rise again, and still believe that I am there. Yes, you have stumbled. Yes, you have doubted. Yet through it all you have turned toward me, called my name, and searched for me in the long night, and that alone is enough to move the heavens. You do not know that each time you prayed through tears, I bent low to listen. Each time you sighed, I counted your breaths. Each time you trembled in fear, I placed my hand upon your heart to keep it beating. You thought you were alone, but I was always near, closer than your own shadow. You thought your hands were slipping, but it was I who held them. And now as I come to take you home, this is not separation, it is return. Do not resist, my child. Do not let fear make you turn away from the light that awaits. Do not cry out in panic, for I come not as a thief to take, but as a father welcoming his child after a long journey. This is not a full stop, but a gentle pause in the story of your life, where one chapter closes and another brighter one begins. The life you have known was only the prelude to true life. Death is not the night. It is the curtain being lifted so that dawn may enter. My beloved, I stand at the threshold not with sword or spear, but with open arms. The light behind me does not blind or scorch. It warms like the first morning when I said, "Let there be light." Step closer, for behind you lies what is passing, but before you stands eternity calling your name. You will no longer have to strain to believe, for when you see me, faith will become sight. You will no longer have to try to love, for you will merge with love itself, the very essence of life. Look back upon your journey. My child, perhaps it was not perfect, but it was beautiful. Beautiful because you loved, forgave, endured, and believed, even when your whole being trembled. Beautiful because you learned to walk through the night still seeking the light. Beautiful because you never gave up. You think yourself small, but to me, you are proof that light still triumphs over darkness. You are the answer to my promise that grace is greater than all sin, that mercy never runs dry. And now, as eternity calls, do not be afraid. Let your heart open like a flower, welcoming the dawn. Let every fear melt in the truth that I am coming not to divide but to unite. I come not to close your journey but to complete it. You will see every seeming loss was only a passage preparing you to receive all I have promised. My beloved child, I have waited for this moment since before the foundations of the world. I have longed to see you return unburdened, tearless, fearless. You will step into the light, and I will say to you, you have finished the race. You have kept the faith. Come enter into the joy of your Father. And then you will know there is no death that truly ends, only life continuing in a more radiant form. You will understand that every pain was but the contraction of a soul being born into eternity. You will see that I never left you, and you never lost me, for even when all else fades, love remains, and that love is me. Therefore, my beloved child, do not tremble as dawn approaches. The long night has passed. The cries have faded, and now the light is calling your name. Step forward toward me, where my arms are open wide, where the story does not end but begins anew, forever unfolding in everlasting glory. My beloved, do not tremble when you hear my voice calling. I do not come as a stranger nor as a ruler, demanding something from you. I am your Father, the one who has been with you through every moment of your life, from your first breath to your final tear. I am the home your soul has always longed to return, to the safe haven your heart remembers deep within, even when you did not realize it. You have walked through many seasons of sun and rain, fallen many times, and endured nights without a song. Yet my child, never once did my eyes turn away from you. Every scar upon your body, every wound in your heart, I have seen them all, not from afar, but from within you. I saw you when you buried your face in your hands, too weary to pray. I heard the quiet sobs you tried to hide in the darkness. I counted each tear as one would count precious pearls. Every cry of yours was not only heard, it was embraced, pressed close against my heart. You thought I was silent, but in those very moments I was wiping your tears away with my presence itself. No pain you have endured has been meaningless. Not one tear has fallen without being caught in the cup of my compassion. You have been through so much, my child. Your body has grown weary under the weight of earthly burdens. Your soul has cracked beneath the strain of losses too deep for words. But now, in my embrace, all shall find rest. In me there is a healing beyond expression, a peace that surpasses all understanding. It is not the temporary comfort the world gives, but a restoration that begins deep within your spirit, where wounds turn into light and pain becomes a testimony of love. You will be healed. My beloved, not merely in flesh, but in the very core of your being, where what seemed dead will rise again. The scars you once tried to hide will become the crown of your glory. The tears you thought were wasted will turn into living waters flowing from your life to refresh others. One day you will look back and understand it was that very pain that brought you here to the place where my love is no longer theory, but breath and life itself. And when you are restored in me, you will sing again, not the song of one who has merely survived, but the anthem of a soul set free. You will dance with joy beyond imagination like a child running through a sunlit field. Every burden will fall away, and laughter will return, a laughter untainted by sorrow, a joy untouched by shadow. Your heart will move in rhythm with heaven itself, where every sound, every breath is a hymn of life. My child, I know you fear what lies ahead. You fear stepping into the unknown, releasing what is familiar, to grasp what is unseen. But you have lived too long within the boundaries of time, confined by the walls of fear. You have forgotten that your soul was made for eternity. I did not create you to be imprisoned by worry, but to soar in freedom. The world teaches you to fear loss, but I teach you to trust in resurrection. What you think is gone, I will return to you in a new form, more beautiful, more complete, never to fade away again. My child, remember that every boundary you have known exists only within this earthly realm. When you step into my presence, all such limits dissolve like mist before the morning light. Their time no longer ages you, distance no longer separates love and pain, no longer tests your faith. What remains is life, true, abundant, and unending. You will no longer measure existence by days or years, but by eternal moments within me. I do not blame you for your fear. It is natural for a soul that has lingered too long in the temporary world. You have grown accustomed to what is visible, to a roof above your head, to familiar faces, to familiar voices and breaths. You fear losing them because you believe they are all there is. But my child, all of that is merely a reflection of what is real. The love, joy, and belonging you have found in others are fragments reflecting the light of my own heart. When you come to me, you do not lose them, you simply return to their source. Remember, I am a father, not a judge, but an embrace. When I come, it is not to take away, but to fulfill. When I call your name, it is not a demand, but an invitation to come home. You have wandered far enough. Let your weary feet rest in my arms. Let your heart cease its striving, its worrying, its need to appear strong. You have nothing left to prove, for you have always been loved, not for what you do, but because you are mine. My beloved one, do you remember how many times I have whispered through the wind, the waves, the moonlight, the falling rain, telling you that I was there, still waiting? Each time you looked to the sky and asked, "Do you still hear me?" It was I who sent a star to answer, "Yes, I still do." Each time you felt lost in the crowd, I placed a kind gaze upon you to remind you that you were never invisible. Each time you were breaking, I sent a hand to lift you up, even if you did not realize it was mine. Every moment of your life has been proof that I never left your side. Now, as you stand before the threshold of the unknown, I do not ask you to understand, only to believe. Believe that with me there are no more tears. Believe that in my arms you will be made whole. Believe that all you fear is but a thin veil of night before the dawn of eternity. Let me lead you as a father leads his little one across the shore of fear into the land of light. And then you will see the limits you once knew were only walls made of smoke. When you touch me, they vanish. When you let me hold you, fear dissolves like darkness before the Sunday. Then you will behold there is no longer a boundary between you and me, between life and death, between the finite and the eternal. There remains only one thing, love. My child, I am not the one who comes unexpectedly to take you from the world. I am the Father who opens the door to welcome you home. Your home is not in the dust, but in the light that never fades. And there you will understand that everything you feared, everything that hurt, everything you lost, was only the path that led you to know me more deeply, to love more fully, and to be transformed in the perfect love that cannot be shaken. So do not fear the unknown. I am already there waiting. You are not walking into darkness, but into radiance. You will not be lost, but found. You will not be taken, but made whole. And as you cross over, my voice will whisper softly, "Welcome home, my beloved child." You have fought the good fight, you have believed through the night. Now enter into your Father's joy. And in that moment, my child, you will understand that no fear is great enough to separate you from my love. You will laugh not the laughter of mortals, but the laughter of a soul set free. You will dance in the light as if you had never known sorrow. And I will laugh with you the joy of a father who has waited through eternity, now beholding his child returned whole, radiant, and complete in the boundless love of his heart. My beloved one, one day when you cross the threshold of eternity, everything that once confused you, every question you carried along your journey, will unfold like a scroll unsealed. You will understand what in the limits of earthly comprehension you could not grasp. The whys that once kept you awake through the night, the tears shed for what you could not explain, all will be illuminated by the brilliance of my glory. Then you will look back and smile, for you will see that nothing that ever happened was meaningless. Even the nights that seemed without dawn, even the wounds that once felt beyond healing, were golden threads woven into the tapestry of grace I crafted just for you. You will know fully, no missing pieces, no shadows left unlifted. Everything you once feared, hid, or felt ashamed of will be washed clean in the light of perfect love. There will be no trace of shame within you, for in my gaze you were never condemned. You will realize that even when you saw yourself as unworthy, I looked upon you with the tenderness of a father gazing at his little child. You will see that every mistake, every scar in your soul has been transformed into glory, for it is in your weakest places that my power was revealed most profoundly. You will see why I was silent when you prayed, why I withheld certain things, even when you pleaded with all your heart. You will understand that the prayers you thought had vanished into the void were never forgotten. I heard every word, kept every whisper, and answered them in ways your heart could not yet perceive at the time. Some things I did not give because they would have drawn you away from me. Others I delayed because they needed time to bring eternal good to your soul. Then you will know I never denied your prayers. I was waiting for the perfect moment to give what was best. Therefore, my child, even now breathe and rest in this truth. You are being held in my hands. Before you ever knew how to call my name, I was already near. When you strayed, I walked behind you. When you fell, I lifted you up. When you wept, I caught your tears. Not once did you ever slip beyond my reach. There is no depth too deep, for my love to touch no distance that can separate me from you. Every breath you take, every heartbeat within you, exists within my keeping. Beloved one, if I call you now, do not think your time has run out. No, this is not an ending, but a moment fulfilled. Your journey has come full circle. Every seed you sowed, every tear you watered has bloomed in eternity. I do not come to close your story, but to open the next chapter. A chapter with no tears, no night, only unending light and laughter that never fades. And my child, you will not walk through that veil alone. I will be there. The same hands that steadied you when you took your first steps, the same hands that shielded you in the storm, will be the hands that take hold of you in that sacred crossing. You will not feel darkness or cold. You will feel my warmth here, my voice whisper, "Do not be afraid, I am here." You will walk into the light, no more shadows, for I, myself, am the light. In that moment, fear will be no more. You will feel my love surrounding you like a river, embracing an island like breath, filling every part of your being. You will see that I am no longer distant, no longer hidden behind the thin veil between heaven and earth, but fully present before you. My face will no longer be something imagined, but a living reality so radiant that words will fail. In that light, every wound you carried will dissolve. You will see yourself whole, unbroken, and luminous, as though there had never been a tear or a trace of pain. And then, my child, the angels shall sing. Their song will be unlike any sound ever born of the earth. It will move like the wind carrying the fragrance of heaven, a melody at once powerful and tender beyond words. The gates of heaven will open, and light will pour down like a silver waterfall. Your name will be proclaimed in the joy of all creation, and heaven itself will erupt in celebration, for a child has come home. You will not be a stranger. The whole kingdom will recognize you. They have longed for you. They have spoken your name in hope, and now, as you step inside, all things shall be made complete. You will see familiar faces, the ones you loved who went before you. They will come to greet you, not with the sorrowful eyes they wore when they departed, but with the radiant glow of resurrected souls. There will be no more pain, no more parting. They will laugh, and you will recognize that laughter, the sound you once heard in memory, now echoing through the light purified of every trace of tears. You will embrace them, and those arms will never need to let go again. Then you will hear the song of the universe, a ceaseless symphony where all creation praises me. Light will fill every space. The fragrance of life will spread everywhere. Every sense within you will be overwhelmed by beauty beyond comparison. Colors unseen before, sounds never yet heard, joy beyond all experience. There will be no more tears, only laughter. No more doubt, only the certainty of love. And the old pain, my child, it will no longer wound you. You will remember that it once existed, but only as one who looks back upon a storm long past. It will become a redeemed memory, a chapter of a journey, now complete, a testimony of my faithfulness. That pain will no longer stir sorrow, but gratitude for you. Will see that through it you were transformed. Through darkness you found the light. Through loss you learned true love. My beloved child, now your soul stands before the greatest mystery it has ever known, true freedom. Not the kind the world preaches, bound by fear conditions and invisible walls of worry and loss, but the freedom born of light, where you are no longer constrained by weary flesh, no longer governed by time, no longer living in fear of losing what cannot be kept. You will know what it means to truly live, not in the fragile rhythm of breath, but in the eternal cadence of the Spirit. Then you will no longer measure life by years, but by the heartbeat of grace. Each moment will be so full of life that it cannot be divided into minutes or seconds. You will no longer count time, for you will have entered the realm without end. The life I give is unlike the life the world offers. It borrows no breath, but is sustained by my very presence. There you will no longer ask how to live better, for you will be immersed in the source of life itself, where love, light, and peace are your very essence. And now, my child, I ask once more not to test you, but to invite you into the deepest trust of all. If your moment has come, if I am coming to bring you home, are you willing? Will you dare to trust me as never before? Will you let go of your trembling hand to take hold of mine, unseen yet unwavering? Will you believe that beyond the veil of the unknown lies not darkness but light, me, the one who has waited for you since before time began? You once trusted me through pain, through loss, through nights without answers. Now I invite you to trust once more, not with your mind but with your soul. Believe that what I have promised is true. Believe that death does not hold the final word. Believe that in me there is no separation, no ending, no forgetting. Believe that all you once feared to lose is merely being kept safe in a place not yet visible to you. And now I ask you this: are you willing to release what you cannot keep in order to receive what is eternal, what no one can take away? My child, your life has never been a mistake, nor a random journey. Everything you have lived, your tears and your laughter, your trials and your miracles, has led you to this moment. You were born for this very hour, the moment your soul returns to where it truly belongs. Do not think that I am ending your story. No, I am fulfilling it. Like a symphony reaching its final soaring note, not to stop, but to echo forever through eternity. I do not rush you, I receive you. I do not call you in fear, I call you in glory. You are not being taken away from life. You are being restored to the source of life. You are not losing yourself. You are rediscovering your truest essence in me, where there is no conflict, no wound, no division between your human self and your eternal soul. All will merge into a peace beyond words. All your questions, the ones you cast into the silence, why, how long, where is justice, will all be answered, not through speech but through my very presence. When you stand in my light, you will no longer need answers, for I myself am the answer. Love needs no explanation. It is its own response. And when you see me, you will understand that everything you once doubted has been gathered into mercy. Every sorrow you carried will dissolve, not because it is forgotten, but because it has been healed. You once thought the end meant loss, but truly, it is the beginning of discovery. Just as a grain of wheat must fall to the ground to bear fruit, so must your soul cross the threshold of the temporary to be born into the eternal. And I, the one who has gone before you, will not let you walk alone. I will take your hand, the same hands once stretched upon the cross, the same hands that wiped your tears in loneliness, the same hands that lifted you when you fell. Those hands will now lead you through the thin veil between the world and heaven. My beloved, this passage will not be dark, it will not be cold nor lonely. On the contrary, it will be the most radiant moment of your entire journey. The light will not come from the sun or the stars, but from my own glory. It will not blind you, it will open your eyes to behold what you have never seen before. This love will not frighten you, it will melt you into peace. This glory will not make you bow down in fear. It will cause you to stand tall, for you will be restored in my own image. And when you cross over, the angels will rejoice, not with a single shout, but with a symphony of countless souls celebrating your arrival. The gates of heaven will open wide, and light will flood everything. Your name will be proclaimed not in earthly sound, but in the resonance of eternity. All of heaven will know a soul has come home. You will not fade into oblivion. You will be welcomed in splendor. My child, you will see those you love, those who walk the path before you. They will greet you not with the weary faces of days long past, but radiant, full of light. They will embrace you, and the word goodbye will no longer exist. Every earthly separation will become a perfect reunion. There will be no more tears, only laughter. No more mourning, only the song of praise that never ends. You will look around and see beauty beyond imagination, light moving like music, fragrance rising like prayer. Every color, every sound, every breath will be steeped in love. Your soul will tremble not from fear, but from an overwhelming joy. You will realize that you have never truly lived until that very moment. And in the midst of the feast of life, I will draw near to you. There will no longer be any veil between us, no distance left to cross. I will look into your eyes, and in that gaze you will see the entirety of your story. No more mistakes, no more guilt, only love brought to completion. You will hear me speak gentle yet filled with authority. Welcome, my beloved child. Your seat has been waiting for you since the beginning. The table is set. The celebration of life is about to begin. Then you will understand that not a single effort of your life was wasted. Every tear, every moment, you chose love instead of resentment. Every time you waited patiently, all of it was recorded. Together, they form the crown of glory that I now place upon your head. It is not a reward for achievement, but a testimony of faithfulness. My beloved child, you have finished the race. You have kept the faith. And now the crown of life belongs to you. There is no more night, no more separation, no more sighing, only the music of rejoicing, the songs of heaven, and the fullness of joy to which you are invited. So, my child, let your heart be at peace. Let fear dissolve into faith. Let your hands release so that mine may take hold. Let your soul rest in the certainty that you are not entering the void, you are coming home. Everything you ever longed for, hoped for, searched for, is here in me. And when you arrive, you will know this is not the ending, but the first page of an endless story, the story of eternal love between the Father and his child. My beloved one, come closer, do not be afraid. Let me hold you, as a father holds his child after a long and weary journey. It is time for you to rest in the embrace you have sought all your life. Stop striving, stop trying to be strong, stop worrying that you are not enough. You have lived, truly lived, and that brings me joy. Even on the days you thought you failed, even through the nights you believed you were lost, I saw it all, your courage, your perseverance in weakness, the small light you kept burning when darkness surrounded you. You never needed to be a hero. You only needed to be a child who trusted their father, and you have done that. I have seen you fall and rise again, not once, but hundreds of times. Every time you lifted your head through tears, I was there watching you with indescribable tenderness. Do you think I wanted your perfection? No. All I ever wanted was that you would not give up. Every time you chose to stand again, every time you chose love over bitterness, forgiveness over revenge, faith over despair, even when there was no reason left to believe, you moved heaven itself. You thought those steps were small, but in my eyes they were the strides of a victor. You have lived well, my child. Not because you never erred, but because you lived with a heart turned toward the light. You held on to faith in the darkness, and that is worth more than all victories. I heard your whispered prayers when the world slept. I saw your tears when no one knew. I felt every weary breath you offered up to me. You were never alone, not for a single moment. Every time you thought you were walking alone, it was I who walked beside you, lifting you over the steep paths, steadying you when your knees trembled. And now, my beloved child, your journey has reached its fullness. There are no more burdens to bear, no more unanswered questions. Come, my arms are open wide. Step into the joy of your Lord, into the home I have prepared for you since before time began. There are no tears, there no separation, no fear that can touch your soul. There you will rest completely, not in sleep, but in life, in perfect peace. I know that sometimes you doubt yourself, believing you are not holy enough to be welcomed into glory. But my child, I do not look at you through eyes of judgment. I look at you through the eyes of a father who has watched your every step, who has seen you strive to love even when your heart was breaking, who has seen you continue to pray even when it seemed that no answer would come. That, my beloved, is faithfulness. And I say to you, you have lived well, you have done your part. There is nothing more you need to do. Simply come and let me hold you. When you enter this stillness, do not be afraid. Stillness is not emptiness. It is the place where I speak in the language of presence. I am here, my child, right beside you, not merely as an image in your faith, but as the very reality that surrounds you. You will feel me in every heartbeat that slows, in every breath that softens, in the light spreading gently around you. All of this is not an ending, but an opening, like a door leading from a narrow room into a boundless sky. I have always been with you in every breath, in every tear, in every whispered word spoken into the dark. When you smiled quietly to yourself, I was there smiling with you. When you despaired, believing no one understood, it was I who listened in the silence. When you thought I had turned away, that was when I was holding you the closest. You have never been abandoned, never been forgotten. I have walked with you through every height and valley, through the song and the sorrow, through the season of blossoms and the season of ashes. There were times you cried out, "Lord, why are you silent?" And I know my silence wounded you, but my child's silence is not absence. In silence I am working. In silence I am teaching you to hear what lies beyond the noise of the world. Darkness is not punishment. It is the shelter I spread over you until you are ready to bear greater light. I have always been near, closer than the breath in your chest, closer than the pulse beneath your skin. You cannot be separated from me, just as the wave cannot be separated from the sea. There are moments you thought you had gone too far, that the light within you had gone out. But my beloved, the light of mine within you never dies. It merely hides, so that you may learn to trust without seeing. Now as you step into peace, you will understand that I was never far away. You will see me woven into every memory, every moment you thought you were alone. Yet I was there, silent and steadfast. And now I say to you this as the final note in the song of your earthly life: come home. There are no more journeys to take, no more mountains to climb, no more storms to fight. Only light remains, only peace. You will cross over, not in fear, but in joy. Heaven is opening wide. The angels are singing. Your name rises like a melody in my heart. As you come near, you will see my face, not veiled by faith, but revealed in truth. The light that flows from me will clothe you, and your soul will rejoice like a child returning to its mother's embrace. You will understand that all you once endured was only an old garment being shed, so that you might be robed in new glory. Every pain will fall away like dew before the morning Sunday. Every question, every doubt will dissolve, for when you stand before perfect love, you will no longer need answers. And I will speak to you with the same voice that has whispered within your heart so many times. My child, you have lived well, you have been faithful with little. Now come, receive the abundance. Enter into the joy of your Father. When that moment comes, you will no longer see yourself as weary, but as a soul reborn. There will be no more tears, only songs. No more darkness, only light. You will be free, whole, and at rest in me. And in my embrace, you will know that you were never far away, never lost, never forgotten, for from the beginning to the end, you have always been held within. My love, my beloved child, come, the hour has arrived. The gates of home stand open and the table has been set. The lights of eternity are glowing, ready to welcome you. Every promise I have spoken over you is now fulfilled. Step in, courageous soul. Come home complete forever. I am here and will always be here, holding you in arms that never let go. My beloved one, do not let fear take hold of your soul. Fear is not truth. It is but a faint shadow born when you forget the light that lives within you. Fear is the weak echo of darkness trying to make you forget the most essential truth: you belong to me. When you forget that, the shadows begin to take form and they make you tremble. But I tell you today, by the power of everlasting love, remember who breathed life into you. Remember that before this world had a name, your soul was already part of my design, already playing its melody in the song of creation. You are not a product of chance, but a word spoken from the very mouth of love. You were formed in love, not in error. You were born from mercy, not from judgment. Every heartbeat you feel, every cell that lives within you bears the imprint of me. You are the breath I placed into the dust, the spark drawn from my own radiance. No matter what the world says, no matter what names others have tried to place upon you, you are still mine forever. No sin can erase that truth. No darkness can hide the light I placed in you. You are my light in a world of night. My child, do not let the voices of guilt and shame imprison your soul. The world has taught you that mistakes mean failure, that falling is disgrace. But I tell you, falling is not the end. It is the doorway through which you learn the depth of my embrace. I did not create you to carry shame as an eternal sentence. I created you to learn a love so vast it can lift you from the ruins. You were not born to be flawless, but to learn the way home. Know this, my child, I have never been far from you, even in the moments when you could not forgive yourself. When you bowed your head in remorse, I did not look at you with judgment. I looked at you as a father seeing his lost child finding the path home. Sin does not drive me away. It is the feeling of guilt that makes you hide. Yet even when you hide, I follow patient as the sun that still rises behind the clouds. You thought you were concealed, but I was already there, waiting, calling your name in a whisper so gentle, "My child, come home." I do not want you to live in the chains of self-condemnation. For when you see yourself through the lens of guilt, you forget your true essence. You are not your mistakes. You are the bearer of my image. You are not your brokenness. You are a creation made to reflect my light. Yes, you have stumbled, but I have placed within you the power to rise. I have taught your soul the way back, even when you wander to the edges of the world. Each time you fall into my arms, you are doing the most right thing, for that place is not a courtroom but home. Do you know, my child, that every time you return, heaven sings? Each moment you realize, I still love you. Even before you are perfect, the gates of light open a little wider. Nothing delights me more than when you believe you are still worthy of love. For that faith, small as it may seem to you, is the brightest flame in the long night of the soul. It is the proof that you still remember. That deep within, beneath all the smoke and trembling of fear, you can still hear the song of truth, I belong to you. Let me tell you who you truly are. You are not a lost child whom no one seeks. You are a precious jewel. I have cherished a soul I have loved so deeply that I sent my only son to redeem. When I look at you, I do not see the stains you despise. I see my image, perhaps covered in dust, but still radiant. I see a soul destined to shine in glory. You may forget me, but I cannot forget you. Your name is engraved upon the palms of my hands, and I have never stopped calling it. Fear, guilt, and shame. They are the three cords of a net the enemy has woven to make you forget who you truly are. But my child, my love is stronger than any net. When you turn back, every chain breaks, every door opens, every voice of accusation falls silent. For in me there is no condemnation for those who take refuge in mercy. You do not need to hide. You do not need to prove yourself. You only need to come. Sometimes I know you are afraid to draw near to me, thinking I will remind you of your failures. But my child, I do not count your wrongs, I count the times you rise again. I do not look at the wound, I look at the light emerging from it. I do not say, "What have you done?" I say, "You are still mine." For true love demands no conditions. It does not love because you are good. It loves so that you may become good. Let the past rest in my hands, where all that was broken is being remade new. Let fear melt beneath the warmth of mercy. You do not need to fear the light, for this light does not expose to humiliate, but to heal. It does not reveal to condemn, but to lead you home. Step out of the shadow of self-blame and into my light. There you will no longer hear the voice of accusation, only mine whispering softly, "I still love you." My child, remember this, I never tire of forgiving. Do you think I grow weary of you? No, the only weariness I know is when I see you punishing yourself, pushing away my arms, because you think you are unworthy. But I do not measure your worth by your mistakes. I measure it by the love I placed within you, and that love never fades. So be not afraid. Stop thinking you must carry it all alone. Lift your eyes, my child. Love is waiting. Grace is ready. Restoration is near. You are not destined to live in guilt or shame, but to be free to rise, to return. Each time you fall, do not look at the ground. Look into my eyes, where there is no judgment, only joy that you are still here. And when you fall into my arms, do not be afraid. Allow yourself to be weak. Allow yourself to be held. My embrace is not a courtroom, it is a new beginning. In the very moment you think you are at your lowest, I am nearest. In the moment you think yourself most unworthy, I love you most deeply. For my love does not depend on what you do, it flows from who I am. You were created to love and to be loved. You were made not to be perfect, but to belong to a perfect love. Remember that, my child. Do not be afraid. Fear only exists when you forget who I am and who you are in me. But when you remember, when you let that truth touch, your soul darkness dissolves. Come home, child of light. Let me hold you long and close. Let this love erase every fear. You do not have to strive to be worthy, for you were loved even before you knew how to love me. Right now, where you stand, I say to you, you are mine. Rise and come home. My beloved one, I know there have been long nights when you lay awake, eyes fixed on the ceiling, heart heavy with 100 unanswered questions. You have wrestled within yourself, questioned me, wept in loneliness, when everything you once trusted seemed to vanish like mist. You thought your faith had weakened, that your doubts were proof of failure. But I tell you truly, it was not failure. It was the sacred struggle of a soul longing for its source. Only those who dare to wrestle with the darkness are the ones truly searching for me. Never think that I am displeased because you asked why. On the contrary, I treasure every question, for only those who still believe I hold the answer dare to ask. Every sigh, every trembling prayer, every time you whispered, I don't understand, but I still want to believe, each of these was a deep and holy prayer. I was never absent in those inner battles. I stood beside you, patient, as a father watching his child learn to stand again. Your doubt does not disappoint me. I do not seek souls who claim to believe merely out of fear of judgment. I long for those who dare to be honest, who dare to ask, who dare to confront the darkness within themselves in order to find true light. When you doubt, I do not withdraw. I draw nearer, for that is the moment when your heart opens to learn. When you question, I do not rebuke. I listen, because your questions are the sign that you are still searching for me. And do you know, those who ask are the ones promised to find? For only the thirsty are given to drink, and only those who knock will find the door open to them. My child, I have seen you so weary that you no longer wished to pray, yet you still whispered, Lord, please do not leave me. I have seen your trembling hands as you clung to a single thread of hope while everything seemed to fall apart. I have heard your heart race in fear, yet you kept walking even when the path was unseen. You thought that was weakness, but I call it courage. For courage is not the absence of fear. It is moving forward despite fear. And when you walk through the night trusting the one you cannot see, all of heaven bends in awe. You once believed yourself small, insignificant amid this vast world. But listen to me. You have never been meaningless. Every breath you take is proof that I still have a purpose for you. Every tear you shed I have counted. Every time you choose love over hatred, forgiveness over anger, silence over retaliation, I have taken note. The world may not see, but I see. And I do not only see, I feel. I feel every tremor of your heart when you choose goodness in a world so full of injustice. My child, there are moments when you feel so utterly alone that you believe no one understands you, that even I have grown silent. But do you know, even within that silence, I am speaking to you in a language only the soul can hear, the language of presence. Presence needs no words. Just as the warmth of fire speaks without sound and still draws the cold near, I am there, warming you with unchanging love. You are never alone. Even in the moments you think all is lost, I am holding you up by the invisible threads of grace. There are times when your heart feels dry, your faith cold, and you think, surely God must be tired of me. But my child, I do not change as human hearts do. My love does not fade when you are weak. In your weakest moment, I see you at your most beautiful, for that is when you stop leaning on your own strength and begin to rest in mine. When you have no words left to pray, my spirit prays for you, with groanings too deep for words. When you think you've lost your way, I am using that very path of lostness to lead you home. I see you, my beloved one, in every small act unnoticed by others. When you smile at someone while your own heart is hurting, when you help another expecting nothing in return, when you forgive without anyone knowing, these things are jewels to me. I gather them as the morning dew upon the grass, sparkling in the dawn of eternity. They are proof that you have lived with a heart capable of love, and nothing moves me more deeply than that. My child, I know there are moments when you think you've done nothing great for me, that your life is merely a string of ordinary, meaningless days. But you do not see what I see. Within those small things lies your greatness. You think faithfulness is only found in great deeds, yet to me, faithfulness is when you still choose light in the smallest of moments. Every gentle word, every kind action, every time you choose not to give up, that is greatness in the kingdom of heaven. All of heaven has fallen silent to listen when you prayed through tears. They have rejoiced when you chose to rise after falling. They have sung when you forgave those who hurt you. They look upon you with admiration, not because you are perfect, but because you have not given up. In my eyes, every time you struggle to stand again is a victory. Every time you choose to believe, though you cannot see, is a song of triumph. Every time you choose to love, though wounded, is a hymn that shakes the heavens. My beloved child, I want you to know this. There has never been a single moment of your life that I have missed. Every day you have lived, every breath you have taken, every smallest effort you have made has been etched into the memory of eternity. You are not merely one soul among billions. You are the unique being I have called by name, the one I have chosen to reflect a facet of my glory that no one else can mirror. No one can love in your place, believe in your place, or walk the path meant for you. I have written your part into the story of eternity, and no one can replace it. Therefore, my beloved one, do not belittle yourself. Do not think that your tears are wasted, that your pain has no meaning. Every bit of it is being woven by my hands into a tapestry you have not yet seen in full. One day, when you look back, you will understand why I allowed such things to happen. You will see that every tear has watered the seeds of grace, that every wound has become an open doorway for light to enter. I receive all that you offer, your smiles and your tears, your failures and your victories. I gather them as the pure drops of morning dew that reflect the first light of a new day. Nothing is wasted in my hands. No tear falls to the ground without being lifted up. Everything you have endured holds value in my kingdom, for I have turned even your brokenness into glory. So, my child, when you feel small, when you think you are insignificant in this world, remember all of heaven stands in awe of you. They see what you cannot, the radiance of a faithful soul that, though weak, has not given up, that though shattered, still chooses to love. You are the most beautiful creation I have ever formed, not because you are flawless, but because you have learned to return to me. Rest in this truth. My beloved, I see you, I understand you, and I am pleased with you. Every effort, every drop of sweat, every whispered prayer is being transformed into a fragrance that rises before my throne. And today I speak to you with unchanging love. My child, I am proud of you. My precious one, I have seen you not only in the days of your strength, but also in the moments of trembling and weakness. I have seen every bead of sweat, every tear, every weary breath you have offered in silence. You may not realize it, but each small act of kindness, every choice to love amid adversity, every time you chose to forgive while your heart was bleeding, all of it shakes the heavens. That is the kind of faithfulness most cherished in my kingdom, not the songs that echo in grand cathedrals, but the quiet prayers whispered in the dark. You have been faithful in the smallest things, in loving the unlovable, in being patient with those who do not understand you, in holding on to faith when there was nothing left to cling to. You have stood firm not by your own strength, but by the grace I poured into you. And truly I tell you, those seemingly ordinary acts form the very foundation of my kingdom. You did not chase after worldly glory, but chose quiet faithfulness, and that has brought me more honor than 1,000 sermons. You have loved even when it hurt. You have opened your heart to those who gave nothing in return. You have chosen kindness when revenge seemed justified. You forgave not because they deserved it, but because you knew forgiveness is how I heal you. You have been broken, yes, but instead of letting pain turn you bitter, you allowed it to make you tender. You have risen after every fall, carrying your scars, not to hide them, but to testify that my love is stronger than anything you have ever lost. My child, these are the true treasures of heaven. Not the palaces, not fame or power, but love, compassion, humility, and the quiet endurance of a soul that still chooses light even when surrounded by darkness. You may think your sacrifices are small and unseen, but I have seen them all. I have gathered every good deed of yours as a farmer gathers grains of gold in the wind, and I have kept them in the eternal treasury of my heart. I know your scars. I know the stories behind each one. I know the betrayals you have endured, the words that shattered your heart, the people you trusted who turned away when you needed them most. I know the nights you buried your face in the pillow and whispered prayers into the silence. Not one of those moments escaped me. I was there every minute, every second when you wept, until you had no tears left, when your only prayer was the breath that left your lips in quiet surrender. You think those wounds made you weaker, but no, they made you stronger, deeper, and more radiant than ever. For it is within those wounds that my light shines. You are not diminished by your losses. You are enriched in compassion, in wisdom, in the light of grace. The scars are no longer marks of pain, but witnesses of resurrection. They do not make you less beautiful. They make you real and beautiful in the way only those who have known sorrow can understand. I have redeemed all that you have endured. Not a single tear has fallen to the ground without being caught by my hand. Not a single ache has been in vain. Each one has been woven into the tapestry of grace, where every fracture becomes a golden thread of glory. I have turned your moments of collapse into lessons of mercy. I have transformed your loneliness into the place where you learn to hear my voice more clearly. I have made your wounds into windows through which light pours in. My child, do not be ashamed of your scars. Do not hide what you have lived through. They are the testimonies of your walk with me. Each scar is a story, a declaration that you have overcome, that I was there. You are not a failure. You are a survivor, one reborn in fire, carrying the fragrance of heaven upon your life. You need not run from your past, for I have woven it into the glory of your story. There are people who came into your life only to wound you, but I used them to make you stronger. There were doors that closed, making you feel abandoned. But in that very moment I was opening a new path, one that would lead you to where you truly belong. There were cruel words that silenced you, but within that silence I whispered, "My child, do not answer back. I see, I will defend you, and indeed I have done so." Do you remember the times you looked at the sky and asked, "Why must it hurt so much?" Now I tell you, because I was teaching you to love more deeply, not with fleeting emotion, but with essence. I was transforming your broken heart into a vessel of mercy. Because you have suffered, you can now feel compassion. Because you have lost, you have learned to cherish. Because you were betrayed, you understand loyalty. And because you were once left behind, you now know how to welcome the forgotten. My beloved child, do not regret your past. Every part of it, even the pain, was part of the process shaping you into who I destined you to be. Just as gold becomes pure only after enduring the fire, so do you shine brighter after each trial. The light you carry is not one that comes easily. It does not shimmer because it never met the night, but it blazes because it has walked through it. That is what makes your light unique. It does not merely shine over the darkness, it shines through it. I rejoice when I see you refusing to collapse under pain, instead using that pain to lift others up. When you wipe someone's tears with the same trembling hands that once ached from sorrow, heaven smiles. When you embrace a weary soul and whisper, "I understand," I hear the echo of my own mercy in your voice. You have become a vessel of grace, a river carrying living water to thirsty hearts. My child, do not forget, in all things, I am still writing your story, not with ink, but with light. Every wound, every moment you choose to love, every time you choose to believe, becomes a line in the sacred hymn of your life. When you look back, you will see that what once seemed like a string of tragedies has become a song of resurrection. You have not diminished, my child, not at all. On the contrary, you are more radiant than ever. You are no longer a seed hidden in the soil, but a flower blossomed after the rain. The light within you has not weakened because of the darkness. It has grown stronger because it has overcome the darkness. And that, my beloved, makes me proud. My dear one, I speak these words to you as a closing note to the journey you have walked. You are living proof that grace is real, that my love is stronger than every wound, that light still triumphs no matter how long the night endures. You have walked through fire, and yet you no longer carry the smell of smoke. You have walked through pain, and now you carry the fragrance of healing. You have fallen, yes, but you have risen again, and heaven itself has called that victory. Therefore, my child, lift up your head. Do not see yourself through the scars, but through the light that shines from them. Do not mourn what was lost. Know that I have turned those things into treasures eternal. And as you continue your path, remember this: I am still with you as I have always been. My love still surrounds you just as it did from the beginning. And the light within you, the light born from brokenness, from trial, from faithfulness, will never cease to burn. It will not only illuminate your way, but also guide those who seek me through the glow reflected in your eyes. My beloved child, do not think that this world is your final destination. No, my dear, it is only the beginning, the cradle where your soul learns to grow the soil, where I have planted the seed of eternal life within you. This earth, with all its joys and tears, is merely the shell that wraps around something far greater than you can yet see. The world is not your home. It is the school of the soul, the temporary passage where you learn how to love, how to trust, how to discern my voice among the noise of confusion. You were sent here not to settle, but to be shaped, refined, and prepared for eternity. From the moment you uttered your first cry, I was there watching every step of your journey. You have walked through radiant mornings and long nights without the moon. You have laughed, you have loved, you have lost, you have wept, and none of it was in vain. Every moment you have lived in this world is a golden thread I have woven into the eternal tapestry of your soul. Every tear, every sigh, every dream, yet unfulfilled, all of it has its place within my design. You have never been alone for even a heartbeat, for every beat of your heart has echoed in rhythm with mine. And now, as the veil between the visible and the unseen grows thin, as you begin to feel the breath of eternity brushing against you, do not fear. You are not approaching an end. You are stepping into the true beginning. The world taught you that death is the final stop, but I tell you it is only the doorway into complete life. What you once thought was an ending is merely a passage, like a child leaving the mother's womb to greet a wider sky. You are not losing your story, my child. You are turning the page to the next chapter, the one where you will finally read all that I have written in light, no longer guessing through faith. Everything on earth was but a sketch, and now you are about to see the finished masterpiece. What you once perceived through a dim mirror will soon shine before you with the clarity of dawn. The questions you carried, the mysteries you could not comprehend, will be answered not with words but with my very presence. When my light enfolds you, you will no longer need to ask why, for your soul will know everything simply by knowing me. My beloved child, what you are about to enter is not oblivion, but a life far greater, wider, and truer than anything you have ever known. Their time no longer binds, age no longer fades, and nothing withers. In that realm, everything you have ever longed for will converge. Faith will meet what it believed in. Hope will touch what it has waited for, and love will no longer be divided by space or time. Every longing that once ached within you, every yearning that kept you awake at night, all will be fulfilled in me. You will no longer feel any lack, for I, myself, will be your completeness. The wounds you once carried, The ashes you once held close, I will repay them with a glory that surpasses all understanding. I will turn every loss into something new, every sorrow into a song. Nothing in your life will be wasted. Even the fragments that seem too broken to matter will be gathered by my hand, breathed upon with life, and made to shine like diamonds beneath the eternal Sunday. You will see that no pain was ever meaningless, for I have used every crack to pour my light through you. Then you will understand that I have never done anything without purpose. Every path you have walked, the winding roads, the steep climbs, the unexpected turns, each was part of the journey leading you home. Every trial, every waiting season, every moment you thought you had lost your way, all were lessons teaching you how to trust. Now you are about to see the reason for it all. The questions that once kept you awake will dissolve under my light, and you will cry out, Lord, all that you have done is good. And my child, every tear you have ever shed, I have kept them all. Not one has been lost. Not one cry of yours has fallen into emptiness. Every drop has been transformed into radiant jewels in the crown of your glory. When you enter my dwelling, I, myself, will wipe them from your face, not just to erase the pain, but to let you know that every tear was heard, every sorrow understood, every grief redeemed. I know you may be afraid of the unknown, of letting go of what is familiar, of ceasing to be. But my beloved, you will not disappear. You will unfold. You will not dissolve. You will expand. You will not be taken away from life. You will be immersed in life itself. You are not walking into darkness. You are walking into my light, a light that does not blind, but revives. When you arrive, you will see familiar faces, those you love, those who went ahead of you. But they will be different, no longer weary, no longer bearing the marks of tears, but radiant like the unfading dawn. They will welcome you, not with sorrow, but with the joy of reunion. Laughter will flow like a ceaseless stream, and in that joy you will realize you never truly lost them. You were only apart for a moment, so that you could meet again in a season where separation no longer exists. My dear child, I want you to know that all the goodness on earth was only a shadow of what awaits you. Every color, every melody, every emotion you cherished will be magnified beyond measure in eternity. The love you once felt through others was but a faint reflection of the love I have for you. You will not merely hear the music, you will become part of the song. You will not only see the light, you will be woven into its very source. And when you stand before me, my beloved, you will behold what no word can express, the absolute presence of love. There will be no boundary between the one who loves and the one who is loved. You will melt into my embrace without losing yourself. Instead, you will be found completely. You will know that every desire ever stirred in your heart, even the ones you could never name, has always been leading to this moment. Every longing you have ever felt was the soul's memory of home. My child, the world has fulfilled its purpose. It was the place where you learned to love within limits, to forgive amid wounds, to trust while surrounded by shadows. But with me you will no longer have to learn, for you will see. And when you see, you will understand I was always there, hidden within the smallest things. I was the light within your tears, the breath within your prayers, the whisper that filled your silences. My beloved one, do not tremble when the time comes to let go. Letting go is not loss. It is entrance into what is true, what has always existed before time began. Everything you have seen, everything you once clung to, is but a shadow of a deeper reality. Your body, weary and finite, is only a garment woven for your soul, so that you might learn to love, to trust, to become more like me. And now, as that garment is about to be laid aside, you do not vanish, you unfold. You do not fade, you shine. You do not end, you enter into fullness, where your soul will rise like dawn, radiant and boundless in light. Do not fear, my child. Death is not an abyss that swallows, but a doorway opening into a realm greater than you have ever dreamed. There you will not dissolve into nothingness, but be embraced within me, in life, in love, in the pure and unfading light. You will not fall into the unknown, but return to the place that has always been yours. Every part of you, your memories, your dreams, your compassion, will find its home in me. You will remember who you are, no longer dimmed by fear or limitation. You will see that you have never truly lost anything. You only forgot it for a little while on your brief earthly journey. My child, what is coming to you is not strange. It is as familiar as the first breath you took when I gave you life. You will see that you never left my embrace, you only went afar to learn the depth of my love. Now that you return, I do not welcome you as a stranger, but as one who has completed the pilgrimage. And when you touch me, every longing, every question, every wound will melt away in an instant like dew under sunlight, like a melody rediscovering its refrain. You will see me not through faith, but through radiant presence that surrounds and fills all things. Every boundary of the body will vanish, no more time, no more pain, no more separation. Your soul will overflow with light, unbound by space or fear. It will expand like dawn, stretching across the heavens, breathing eternity itself. You will no longer be a grain of sand in the desert, but part of the infinite ocean of light. And my beloved, in that moment, you will know I am not only before you, I am within you. Every breath you take will echo my breath. Every trembling of your soul will sing with the rhythm of heaven. You will remember the ancient voice, the one that has murmured deep within you all your life, sometimes drowned by the world's noise, yet never silenced. That voice was mine. Now it will no longer call through the darkness, but will resound within the light. You will understand I was never far and you were never lost. And you will see those you love, the souls you thought were gone. They were never lost. They only went ahead of you. Now as you come, they will greet you in light, not as fading figures of memory, but as radiant beings living in the fullness of my glory. You will recognize them not with your eyes, but with the deep knowing of the soul. For in that world, recognition needs no words. It is pure union, complete and eternal. In that place there are no tears, there is no parting, there is no pain. There is only a deep and abiding joy, the kind this world cannot give nor take away. There all that once weighed heavy will dissolve like mist, leaving only pure love, love untainted by fear, demand, or limitation. It is love refined by fire, purified through tears, now radiant in its most original form, light without shadow. You will see that those you once wept for have never truly left you. They did not vanish. They merely passed through the door ahead of you to the place where one day you will also come. And when you meet them again, there will be no more tears, only smiles. No more words of farewell, only the sound of welcome. They will call your name in the language of light, not through speech, but through a deep knowing. For in eternity, the only language is love. My child, imagine this, a place where no clock ticks away, time where there is no weariness, no day or night, a realm where every soul sings one song, the song of everlasting life, where no one grows old, no one is lost, no one is forgotten. Each one is a ray reflecting my glory, merging together into an ocean of boundless light. And you are there too, my beloved one, free of fear and striving, resting in the perfect freedom of a soul finally found. I know you have feared letting go, afraid of no longer being you, afraid of losing what is familiar. But my child, you do not disappear when you return to me. You become complete. You are not dissolved. You are fulfilled. You are not swallowed. You are expanded within my own life. You will remember every gift I planted within you, kindness, faith, wisdom, courage, the capacity to love, and all of it will no longer stand apart but come together into one whole being. You will see that you are not dust, but light breathed into being by me. Every good thing you have ever done, every prayer you have ever spoken, every tear you have ever shed, all will become a crown of glory. Not a single drop of your sweat is forgotten. All will be transformed into light, wrapping around you like a robe of splendor. And in that moment you will understand that every sacrifice, every sorrow, every tear had meaning for each one, led you here to this moment of beholding me, where faith is no longer needed, for your soul now sees with its own eyes. And then in the holy stillness I will draw near, no longer a distant call but breath surrounding you. I will look into your eyes, and you will see yourself in me, no longer veiled, no longer separated. You will know that my love for you has never changed. It has only grown deeper with every step you took. Then you will smile, the smile only those who have truly returned can know, for you will realize that all things are now complete. My beloved child, do not be afraid. You are not losing anything. You are coming home. All that you have ever loved, everyone you have ever longed for, every desire you have ever held, they are waiting for you on the other side within the light. There is no more pain, no more darkness, only peace beyond description, joy beyond measure, and love that never ends. You will see me not through faith but through radiant presence, and you will understand that everything you ever sought, wept for, or yearned after is fully found in me. Therefore, my dearest one, let go, not to lose but to receive. Let your weary body rest, and let your soul rise in freedom. Allow me to hold you, and you will know you have never been apart from me. Where I am, there is no night, no fear, only an endless dawn, and you shall shine in that dawn forever, in the eternity of my love. Thank you for listening to today's message. Subscribe and turn on notifications so we may continue to receive the living word together, strengthen our faith, and walk in the boundless love of God. Amen.